Believe it or not, there actually seems to be some confusion around the Japanese language system's Nintendo Switch 2 units out there. While on the surface, I think it might seem pretty self-explanatory, but there are some elements that I think need a little bit of explaining. Not only that, but there are even some occasions when you very well may be able to play in English or any other language of your choice if you buy the Japanese region hardware. How does this work? Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Danny from the Famicast here. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Sound off in the comments down below, and we may read it out on our bi-weekly show called the Famicast. Of course, you can find this in written form over on our website, famicast.com. Special shout out to our awesome patrons for their support too. Today, though, we're here to show you everything you need to know about the language locking on the Japanese Nintendo Switch 2. Now, there are 3 Nintendo Switch 2 SKUs that will be available at launch here in Japan. A Japanese-only system, just standard, no software, a Japanese-only system with Mario Kart World, and a multi-language system that supports Japanese and all other languages. As I'm sure almost all of you are well aware, the release of the Nintendo Switch in 2017 was a welcome one for gamers looking to be free of the region-locking shackles that bound us. Now, Nintendo not only removed this from their systems, but they also made it super simple to switch between stores and accounts to purchase games from all regions across the globe. Sure, region-exclusive games are less of an issue these days, but they were and still are released. Creating multiple region Nintendo accounts was also pretty simple and was easy to change the language settings on the Switch itself. It truly was, and still is, a no-nonsense approach to this. The need for making the Switch 2 region lock for Japan is understandable. This is going to prevent people from scooping up a system at a lower price due to favorable exchange rates, profiting on this for themselves, and then taking away consoles from Japanese players who are actually looking forward to checking out Nintendo's new system. It's not exactly ideal for multi-language homes or for people that want to just play games in something other than Japanese, but I think it's a sound strategy to make sure that the system is at least generally available for the majority of fans here in the country. As we don't have our hands on a Japanese language unit just yet, this can't be 100% confirmed, but I think there are a few possibilities here that are likely as to how Nintendo can accomplish this. The system could be locked in one or more of the following ways. 1. The language options could just simply be grayed out on the system. 2. Language options will only show Japanese as a language. Or 3. Players just won't be able to access language options on a system level. Regardless, the real question is how will any of these approaches be achieved? I think the most logical explanation is through some kind of custom firmware made exclusively for this Japanese model. I don't think this will be anything new for Nintendo, as this was the approach they took with past consoles, like things like the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS, and even things before that. Now, in addition to this, Nintendo has said that only Japanese Nintendo accounts will be able to be used on the Japan-only systems. Now, will there ever be a workaround from like the modding community or something like that? Yeah, probably, however, if you're looking to play your system normally, purchase games, or make use of things like Nintendo Switch Online, or just the eShop in general, I think modding your system is a way that may prevent you from making use of any of these features and services. While games do typically launch with the current system settings applied, there are some that offer the ability to change the language once you've booted up the game itself. Several, if not all, of the product pages for upcoming releases have the following message in Japanese. I've translated it here into English. It says, the Nintendo Switch 2 Japanese language system, Japanese only, can only be played in Japanese. However, some software may allow you to change the language within the software. This one was specifically from the Mario Kart World product listing. And like I said, it's on a lot of the other, if not all of the other listings on the eShop or on their web hub. One thing to remember for Nintendo published games is that they typically do not offer the ability to change the language in the in-game menus, with some exceptions here. Third parties are a little bit more of a different story. Some do this and others don't. And then you have even rarer exceptions, such as the upcoming EA Sports Madden NFL 26, which is going to be released on the Japanese eShop, but will not feature Japanese language options at all. I mean, thankfully, every single game listing on the eShop, both for the Switch and Switch 2, shows exactly what languages are supported, as long as you can read the Japanese or find a way to read it. And at the same time, knowing whether or not a game has this in-game will not be known until actually going into each game's options individually. Now, the reverse of this has been applied to the Switch throughout its lifetime. It's typically not something that happens with Nintendo-published games, but it did happen with Splatoon 2, for example. Now, for those that don't know, the Japanese version of Splatoon 2, either physically or digitally, was language locked to Japanese only. Other publishers have done this as well, such as with the Japanese versions of some games, such as Dragon Quest XI, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is published by Koei Tecmo here in Japan, and Dark Souls. It also seems like a lot of From Software games are like this over the years, not just on the Switch. So it's really hit or miss, but it's always worth checking out a game and their listings before even throwing down your cold hard cash. Now, although we won't be able to know how things work until this thing is actually released, if you're out there thinking that you're going to be able to easily get around these language restrictions, you might be in for a rude awakening. I would not recommend picking up a Japanese language only system if you have a different account for another region or you're hoping to play games in English. Now, even with that said, there still may be a way to play games in your language of choice, even if you do pick up the Japan only system. It's probably not a good idea though, unless you're looking to study Japanese or something. But let's go ahead and turn things over to you guys. Did you get lucky enough to nab a multi-language system from the My Nintendo store in Japan? Are you going to go with a Japanese system? Does this just not affect you at all? Sign up with any and all comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. Now, as always, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you like what you see, please feel free to drop this one a like. If you feel that we've earned it, consider dropping us a sub here. And if you want to take that even a step further, consider supporting us on Patreon. Your contributions can get you access to ad-free videos, exclusive podcasts, and a whole lot more. Keep it locked here to the Famicast on YouTube and our website, thefamicast.com, for Japan-related content like this, reviews, event coverage, and a whole lot more. Again, this is Danny from the Famicast. Thank you guys so much for checking this one out, and we'll catch you later.